Okay, gang. I'm here attempting something, well, rather new. I've bemoaned the death of Hearthstone. I've bemoaned it. I've hated it. And yet here I am playing a card game. This is Gwent. It was just released in open beta today. It's been in closed beta up to this point, and I hadn't played it up to that point, but I'd seen the Yogscast play it, so I wanted to give it a try. I've played some few solo games, and I don't have any fancy decks. I'm playing a basic monsters deck, and I thought I'd show off some of the challenges. So you can see where I'm at right now. You can do fundamentals, deck management, and then I did the Northern Realms challenges, and I'm actually going to show you this Skellige challenge. And I've been playing this monsters deck, and so I know it, monster starter deck, and since I'm a noob at this, I know this deck well enough to explain it in a recording. So here we go. I'm gonna give it a try. So again, this is Gwent. It is actually a card game that belonged in The Witcher 3. And nonetheless, here are at the first, you play basically 3 rounds where you attempt to get a higher score on the board than your opponent. And so it's the best of 3. This monsters deck has a bunch of nice cards, and then in this first round you get you choose 3 cards which you can redraw. So one thing I'm going to redraw first of all is the monster deck has the basic starter monster deck has these summon cards. Mine at least has Summon Biting Frost. To summon a card, you actually have to have it in your deck. So I have Biting Frost in my hand. I actually don't want that in my hand because I want to be able to summon it from my deck. Another thing, that Wild Hunt Navigator also summons an ally. So if an ally Wild Hunt card, so any of these red ones are Wild Hunt card, or not red, but you can see they're listed as Wild Hunt cards. So I want to make sure I have at least one more of those in my deck, and all of these I have 2 of. One more in my deck, so that if I play this Navigator, I can then summon the copy out of the deck. You can see that it's based on Frost and having Frost on the board. So right now, it's what I'm drawing is based a little bit on having Frost on the board, and that's okay because we're gonna get Biting Frost if I play the Wild Hunt Hound. I'm gonna stop there and sort of dive right in. I get first go, which kind of sucks based on what I have, because I really want to put Frost on the board. Or I have Doo-Doo here, which copies an enemy's power. But you can't just simply pass. If you pass till the end. Yeah. This puts me... So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play Ice Giant. And Ice Giant will get boosted if Frost appears on the board. Okay, they played Warlock, should discard a unit, damage a random enemy by 2. So it's likely that they're gonna play a few of the AI will play a few of these. So this is single player mode. The single player mode's fantastic, by the way. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and play Wild Hound and put Frost on that back line. So now you can see my Ice Giant has been boosted by 5, and obviously again now. You cannot damage gold cards. See how he has the gold border? Those actually can't be damaged. So that's just part of it. Another thing too, the basic concept is we're trying to get a higher score over here at the end of all the turns. And the person with the higher score wins the round. It's best of 3. Okay, explain that. You also have hero powers. He played his hero power. He played King Bran. And you actually play it onto the board, which is kind of a nice little thing that they apparently, if you'd watched videos of the beta, they changed this and added this to the open beta. So now you play these hero powers onto the board. You can see discard 3 cards from your deck, including golds, and strengthen units among them by 1. And obviously whenever you discard, so you start trying to play things in combination, just like every other card game you've ever played in your entire life. So one thing I could do is I could return this to my hand and then get and resummon it again. If I do that though, my other frost is going to come out on the board. I don't really want to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to return my ice giant, and then I'm going to replay the ice giant. So he's going to get a boost because I just played the decoy, and life is good. Now one thing you can do, you can right click on the, oh, I didn't see what he played. Oh, he played Scorch. Okay, so that's what he's discarded. You can right click on the opponent's graveyard to see what's been discarded. He played Scorch, which destroyed the highest unit, which was my 13. You can also zoom into your graveyard and have a nice thing. You can't zoom into the decks, obviously. You can see how many cards they have left in their deck. You start with typically around 25, and then you see how many cards here that they have left in their hand. So I'm in a bit of trouble because basically I have one attack on the board, one damage on the board, and he has, or 1 health on the board, and he has 6. One thing I could do is I could go here, which biting frost damage is now increased to 2. And that can be exceptionally handy, especially now that he's playing into the thing. Now I can't damage his gold card. So one thing I can do is I can play this Wild Hunt Warrior. If he kills something, he gets a 2 boost. So as you can see, I killed
likes of overseas plundering in springtime.
Alright. He played this Skirmisher. One thing I'm gonna do here is I can play my Navigator on my Warrior, and it will summon the Warrior from the deck. Again, you have to have it in your deck. I can do this, and I can kill that, and look at all those boosts. So now I went really quickly to 22. They passed. The AI passed. I'm going to pass because I've won the round. 22 to 9. So you have to balance. You have to play this balancing act between playing cards and not playing cards. So in the second round, you draw 2 cards. I think you draw 2 cards. Did I draw 2 or did I just draw 1? No, it looks like we drew 2 because we drew Chort and First Light. First Light has Rally, which will draw a bronze card randomly from the thing, and Chort is just a strong card, so I'm actually gonna keep all of this. Oh, I have to play first again. And I'm just gonna start out with Chort. Chort gets strengthened. Now if you highlight over, it'll actually tell you sort of the basics. It can tell you that I can point on the screen, but if you highlight over a card, or you view a card long enough, it'll tell you, sort of explain each thing. So deploy means it triggers that on when you put the card on the board. Brave means something else. Trigger this ability if your opponent is winning the current round. Calculate it after replacing this unit. In any unit it spawns. So you can get bonus health from this particular card if they're currently winning. So it's actually better to play that when you're losing, but nonetheless, Dudu's kind of nice, and because he can copy 7. And I'm going to try to play everything on this essentially melee zone. So you can see there's 3 zones: melee, ranged, and siege. And you can see that they're sort of mirrored, but some of them some cards you can play anywhere. I'm gonna play everything on melee on this round because I want to win this round. I'm way behind in cards, so I need to get him to play as many cards as I can. And I have this boost 5 adjacent units, so I'm gonna try to play as many melee cards as I can. You can see I got a random card from Rally, and it's another Chort. It would have been great to have Chort when I was losing, but nonetheless. Now he did Lightning. The one thing that's hard to see is you can't quite see exactly what they played when they play a spell, so he did Lightning, which damages a unit by 7. So he has one thing, these skirmishers that have strengthen when they enter the graveyard, and what those are good for is they essentially enter the graveyard, and then later you want to play a card that essentially respawns them, and when they respawn they'll be stronger. So I'm going to play my hero power and get a hunt card. I'm gonna get the hound and frostbite this row, which will damage them by 1. Damage anything that's not gold by 1 each time it's the enemy's turn. I'm gonna
I'm a
play
dwarf
him.
for business.
And I'm gonna lock one of these guards,
Won't pierce
these
in gold,
skirmishers.
pierce in blood.
I'm gonna do 8 damage because they're in frost.
Won't pierce
Kill
in
that thing
gold,
off.
pierce in blood.
Alright, now I'm gonna go ahead and boost because I'm all in on this hand. So this is it. Everything's boosted. I have 52. He has 18. Hopefully I can win this.
swabbies. What do you say?
We didn't even play his last card. Thank you, AI, for being... The AI is actually relatively good at the game. They don't intentionally do stupid things. So if he had another card that was worthwhile, he would have played it. Anyway, so that's my first game of Gwent. I'm gonna show off my newbiness at it, and also try to explain the game as I learn how to play. So this is my first game of Gwent on recording. This is actually like my 10th game, which I didn't want to just dive in and have absolutely no idea how anything works. So I did a tiny little bit of research. I hope you enjoyed, and if you want to see more Gwent, please, let me know what you think of the game, and we'll see where it goes from here. So thanks for watching.